A dramatic dispute between the Maritime Union and Australia's leading container terminal operator could lead to drug shortages and delays. Patrick Terminals says there are at least 40 ships off the coast of New South Wales waiting to offload as many as 90,000 containers. Now, they blame industrial action from wharf workers who are demanding a 6% pay rise. But the union says that's false and the company is attacking workers' rights. Let's get to the bottom of this. Paul McAleer is the Sydney branch secretary from the Maritime Union. Paul, good morning to you. Patrick Terminals says the industrial action by your members is causing the delays. You say that's not the case. We've got 40 ships off Sydney waiting to dock. What's causing the delays?
Well, there isn't 40 ships off Sydney. There's only a few, and only a couple of them are container ships, and 2 of them came in last night. So the idea that there's dozens of vessels is quite frankly ridiculous. We are in negotiations with Patrick's. We've been taking industrial action now for the past 3 weeks. There's been 1 4-hour stoppage, that's all, and there's been overtime and extension bans put in place.
Okay, so are you calling for a 6% pay rise? What are you actually calling for at this point?
We put as part of our log of claims a 6% wage increase. We had very low wage increases in the last round of negotiations 4 years ago of 2.5%. Before COVID, before the bushfires, before the economic disruption of this country, we did have a claim for 6%. We've just settled DP World's agreement for 2.5% per year. We're very close to securing an agreement at Hutchison for 2.5% as well. So this bleating about 6% is ridiculous as well.
Right.
We put an offer. We put an offer to Patrick's in May before any of the industrial action started for a rollover of this enterprise agreement and 2.5%, and Patrick's rejected it.
Right. Now, the federal government says they're going to get involved. The Prime Minister says you're holding the country to ransom with extortionate claims. Christian Porter, the Industrial Relations Minister, says he will intervene in support of Patrick Terminals. How do you respond to that?
Well, it's not unusual for Liberals to support big business and corporations against Australian workers. The Liberal Party have been doing it for decades. They've been blaming wharfies for economic catastrophes, for acts of treason and everything else under the sun. So these are just hysterical ravings of a Conservative party that seeks to destroy workers' wages and conditions. They're not involving themselves for the right reasons. They're not telling Patrick's to sit down and negotiate in good faith. If they wanted this dispute to end, they could ring up Patrick's right now and say, accept the 2.5% wage offer that the MUA has put on the table for a 12-month rollover. That's how they should intervene, and they should intervene on behalf of the Australian workforce and communities who rely on these good jobs.
Okay, Paul McAleer, thanks for your time today.